wonder why they have no strength because you're out here killing your brother as a blood
David
sacrifice
Adams
to
Podcast.
God.
Let's go.
It's just a generational curse.
Chime in, please share the page.
You're not yielding any strength in your own neighborhood.
Please like
You're
the
protecting
page.
something
Yes.
that you'll never
Where there's
own.
no vision, the people perish. See, my people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge, playing with death like a fetish. Female tried to tell a joke while I was talking. I asked who you think you was Tiffany Haddish. She was embarrassed, I can tell. She was light skin, the complexion started turning reddish. I said, sit back, let me finish this lesson. Told a young brother he was God.
We
He
got a
said,
good
what you
topic
mean,
for
OG?
you.
I told him
Please
the Bible
chime
said,
in.
ye of thee is all gods. I told
We
him
got a
that
good
he was the
topic
ye.
for you.
Told a young lady, study all nature. You
Much
were the co-creator.
love
Growing
and
up, having a
respect.
baby, bumping that forgiving birth. She understood me 9 months later. Told another young lady, don't even fuck with a nigga if he ain't after that paper.
David
But if
Adams
you getting that paper,
Podcast.
You better believe you better be bringing something to the table, cause your looks won't be good enough. If he man, he gon' do what his nature do. But if you know your value, you know he a good man, you know he coming back home to you. I told a young nigga that if you
One,
can't
two.
lead a
Check,
woman,
check.
you don't need a woman. Then I told
check.
another dumb
Check,
nigga,
check.
if you gotta beat the woman, you need to lead the woman. Now look, you're running cause the
One,
brother's
two.
coming. And that's how the shit gets started. Cause you're doing shit real retarded. Fuck around, end up dilly party. See? Told a young brother he was God. He said, what you mean, OG, 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 OG,
Check, check.
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2.
I told a young lady, study all nature. You are the co-creator. 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 I told a young
Peace
nigga
and
that if
blessings.
you
Please
can't lead
share
a
the
woman,
page.
you don't need a woman. You don't need a woman. You don't need a woman.
Please
You don't
share
need a woman.
the
Then I
page.
told another dumb nigga, if you gotta beat the woman, you need to lead the woman. You need to lead the woman. You need to lead
Share the blessing.
I got a guest here with me, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in to David Adams Podcast, D.A.P. Much love and respect. Thank you for tuning in. I got a guest here with me, goes by the name of Miss D. Let's give her a round of applause for coming in on D.A.P. today. Much love and respect. Miss D, how are you today?
I'm blessed.
Good.
I'm
Blessed. It's good to know that you're blessed. It's a blessing to know that you're blessed.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. Miss D, tell them about yourself. Tell the people out there, the good energy people, about you.
All right. I
All
go by
right.
the name of Miss D. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of friends and people who could talk about me. Hopefully positive things.
All right. I hear you got a line of clothing that you're doing right now.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I have a line of t-shirts and custom made. And I have an LLC license. And it is called Miss D Apparel.
Okay.
And I started this business this year, and the prayer is for it to be able to make it big, and hopefully, you pray, and it make God has to
Hey
make it
man,
happen.
hey, you gotta pray. That makes the
Yes.
dream work when you pray.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
With the help of our people and God.
That's right. Bottom line. So, question. Before we go into the topic, what I want to do is give a plug for this new venue that we're doing. It's going to be every Thursday. Every Thursday, we're going to be down at 163 Pacific Avenue in Jersey City. We're bringing you comedy night, along with a little karaoke before the comedy. The door's going to open at 7 o'clock. So come in and relax after work. We're going to have a relaxation mode about 7 o'clock. And about maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, we're going to go into karaoke. And then thereafter, we'll do the comedy. So come enjoy yourself. $20 to get in, but you can bring your own brown bag. I'm going to say it again. Your own brown bag. Yeah. So come on down to Overtime with Supreme and Friends. Thursday, July the 13th, all right? July 13th, be there. Old Abby's is no more. We're done with Old Abby's, so come down every Thursday at Overtime.
You heard?
All right. Don't forget to pick up your Supreme Sunshine Shea Butter. You know, we have some of the best shea butter there is. The Supreme Sunshine Shea Butter been around for a while. We ship out on Mondays for those out of town, and you would like to get your shea butter, just know every Monday we're doing the deliveries and shipping and all that good stuff, all right? So if you need it, you can always inbox me anytime. to get you your Supreme Sunshine Shea Butter. Thank you for that. And for those who have been supporting all the while, appreciate you. Yeah. Okay, first of all, I want to know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me and you can hear Miss D, say something, Miss D.
Hey, y'all.
That's it. Hey, y'all.
Yes, welcome.
All right. Let me know if you can hear Miss D, please. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear myself and Miss D. We want to make sure that we are hearing and making sure the system is rocking properly. If you can do that, I appreciate it. Yep. Once again, waiting for you guys to put a 1 in the chat, please. I'm going to give you about less than a minute real quick. Thank you so much, Danielle. Daniel. Oh, Mr. Lloyd, that's Lloyd. Asia, thank you. Thank you, D. Appreciate you, Lloyd. Much love, respect. Thank you, man. Okay, today the topic is going to, we've got a few topics today. A few. We are going from some of the statuses that I had up a few days ago. Miss D always looked at the statuses and she always give me her perspectives on what we talk about on my posts. And we be having some really deep questions and deep statements and deep perspectives when we converse on those topics. So I said, let me invite her up to discuss that, one-on-one, And the first one that we're going to discuss is, I don't know if you guys remember the picture that I had up with the dude in the bed with 2 other women. And we had a conversation about that, and it was a really deep conversation. I just wanted to bring it to you guys, to some of the good energy people here. This picture, I'm going to show it to you right now. Here's the picture that we were discussing. Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe you missed this particular topic. Let's see. Let me get this real quick. Give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. Okay, here we go. Let me just put this here. Bang. Yes. Bang. Okay. That's the picture that we were discussing. Now, when you see this picture, I'm hearing some noise over there. Thanks. When you see this picture, when you look at this picture, what do you see looking at this picture? Yeah. What perspective, first of all, do you guys in the audience see? When you saw this and you read the status, basically inside the bubble, it says, why do I still feel so lonely? Yes. Hold on for 1 minute. Yeah. Why do I feel so lonely? The 2 young ladies in the bed with the young brother, and he's saying, why do I feel so lonely? When you first saw this particular status, what came to mind?
Actually, it's 3 women, and I was surprised.
Oh, you know what? It's 3 women, right. I see the one in the back.
Women,
right,
yes.
right, my bag. 3 women, right.
I was very, very surprised to look at the picture, and then what first came into my mind, it was, what do he mean by lonely? He don't look lonely. He got company.
Right.
So obviously, there must be something in his past that was really in something in his heart, heartbroken, or which we discuss about maybe a personal problem, relationship problem. So I think that is not about being lonely.
Right.
I think it is about feeling heartbroken and not healed from something in his past.
Okay. So
that's what I saw.
Elaborate on that a little more. You said feeling heartbroken.
Yes.
So you think he's dealing with other things
Like an
versus
empty heart, empty other things beside that sexual fulfillment that he want to have.
Right.
I believe that my perfection was that I think it used to have to do with feeling emptiness and maybe a heartbroken or something that happened in his past.
Right.
But it's not about feeling lonely.
Okay.
That's
But
what I
I
saw.
mean, if looking at this picture, I mean, he looked like I don't know. I mean, would you think some men feel like this is something they really want to have 3 women, and he feeling lonely, but at the same time having what most men probably would want.
It's definitely true. But the question, we just heard what he said. He's questioning himself. Why do I still feel lonely?
Right.
So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, it's not about feeling lonely. We just discussed that right now because if you have one person in your bed, obviously you got company. You got 2 and you got 3. So
Yeah.
where is the loneliness?
Right.
I don't see no loneliness at all.
Right.
So what does loneliness mean to him? That's what I was thinking about.
Right. So maybe, like you said, he's feeling empty.
Empty, yes.
He's well, I mentioned on that same post, I think that it's a possibility that he don't feel accomplished. He don't feel like his purpose is met, and he's not purpose driven.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That could also stop
Yeah.
you from make you feel like you are lonely.
Right, because the sex don't be something that's still going to make you feel whole.
Yes.
After the ejaculation, that's how you say it, right? I
Yes.
said that right? Ejaculation?
Yes.
Okay. And after that, you still dealing with yourself.
You're not fulfilled.
Right, you're not fulfilled.
Yes.
So I also mentioned, he's not in his purpose, and these 3 women that's sitting there in the bed with him, they're not really a part of helping and assisting in his purpose.
Yes.
So he don't value them.
Not at all.
It's only the sex.
There's no feeling down there.
Right.
It's just that he just wanna fulfill
Right.
the emptiness that is in his heart.
Or maybe he just want to get emptied.
Maybe he does too.
That could be. That could be. He wanted to be emptied, and he probably needed a little more help to
Yes.
Allow him to be emptied. What you
Yes.
guys think?
Yes.
All right. So basically, you said he's empty. He could be broken.
Heartbroken.
He can be gone through a few.
Personal problems.
problems.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, but what if that's not the case? He feel lonely. Maybe he just, what if that's just, him just, I don't know.
We want to find out what they think about that point of
Yeah.
view.
What y'all think about that?
When I looked at it, that's what I saw. I said, he got a deeper problem that don't have to do with being lonely. Because being lonely, even when we look in the dictionary, being lonely, it really is being by yourself and not being fulfilled, really. You're
Right.
being alone, feeling abandoned.
Feeling abandoned. Okay.
Okay. He don't look like he is abandoned in the picture. So he have to be something bigger
Deeper.
than that,
It's
deeper
deeper.
inside.
Right.
Which he need to figure that out himself.
Right.
And that goes deep beyond any understanding. He's the only one who know what his problem is.
Right.
Okay, because I know that as in life,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to say that we're feeling lonely because we're looking for a purpose or something to fulfill whatever problem or damage or hurt
Mm.
or heartbroken that we've been through. That could be anything, whether
Deep.
it's alcohol, drugs,
Facts.
sex.
Right.
It's a lot of things that we look up to fulfill
Right.
that emptiness that's inside us. But it's not loneliness, it's deep inside.
It's deeper than that.
Yes.
So basically, he could be self-medicating himself because, as you mentioned, alcohol. People self-medicate themselves with alcohol.
Yes.
People self-medicate themselves with sex, drugs, whatever that is.
That's fulfill that
Right.
emptiness.
That they feel make them feel better at that time.
Definitely.
So sex can be a self-medicating drug
a lot of people run to it.
And still, after you get that high, it comes down, and you still face yourself.
Yes. And a lot of us don't sit down and think about it, that really we are making damage, more damage to ourselves
Right.
in life by running and not sitting down and healing ourselves.
Right.
Because whatever it is that's disturbing us and making us feel supposedly lonely, but to me, he's feeling empty inside or maybe hurt. He's trying, instead of trying to look for those self-medication, like we just said, it could be a lot of things. I think we should be able to learn how to heal ourselves and accept that there's something broken or empty inside us, and we need to go ahead and work on that.
Real talk. So he can have a lot of different traumas.
Yes.
No doubt, no
Yes.
doubt. Okay, okay, okay. What y'all think about that? You know, you can comment on that if you like. Please comment on that if you like. Okay, the next topic we're going to go with. What's the biggest challenge to dating over 40?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of you guys had a lot of different perspectives on that particular topic.
And I would like to mention too that when we're discussing things, we're discussing for us to be able to learn from each other,
Right.
experience, so we could, when I'm talking for maybe what I went through in life,
Right.
yes, that I had to learn to. A lot of us go through things in our life and we don't discuss and talk about it. So because sometimes talking to another person could bring us knowledge,
Right.
so we could be able to look into it and help ourselves, and we don't have to do those negative things that will hurt us more personally, our
Right.
life, instead of embracing it and trying to help ourselves.
Facts.
In a positive way.
Positive
Yes.
way.
Mhm.
So, and you can
Because-
always give something to someone else. They
Yes.
can learn, like especially to the younger generation.
Definitely.
I'm big on that. But go
Yes.
ahead.
No
But you
more
want to
escaping.
talk about
We
that?
have to try
Yeah.
not to escape our problem by doing the negative things.
Right.
We should look forward into doing the positive thing,
Right.
and try to fix whatever emptiness or problem we have, so we could overcome it with positive. We'll be more happier.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, what you got on that topic? What's the biggest challenge to dating over 40?
I believe that in my life,
Right.
I'm around that age.
Okay, you're around that age.
Yeah, I'm
All
around
right,
that age. Pass it.
Okay.
But I do believe that a lot of, from a woman perspective, I think that a lot of things that went through was about what you went through, your experience or your baggage in life, whatever past that you have. So coming with that at the age of 40 and not fixing or trying to healed all that problem that I've been through, it was hard to date somebody else.
Right.
So
How so? How so? Why?
It was so hard in a way where I tend to judge a person and be scared to put myself out there, because I felt that I have to protect myself, and I felt that I don't want to go ahead and fall into the same mistake that I did in my life.
Right.
And that, to me, it was very hard, because after 40 years old, really, you were supposed, settle down already. You got kids, you got problems. So imagine all that problem that you've been through and you're not healed. That, to me, it was very hard.
Right.
And everything came out together after I learned to go ahead and heal myself, sit down and say to myself, you know what? Whatever I went through, I do not want to let all that problem control me right now.
Right.
I want to be able to be happy the rest of my life.
Right.
So I have to reflect on that past, learn from it, and do the right thing.
So it made you scared. So it was kind of traumatizing to go into relationships with a person and you automatically judge them because of your past. So did that make them run away? Did that affect them?
I believe that it didn't. It might have
well?
affect them, because I have other people who told me in a way where they would say to me, "You are too," or why you all, why you think, or you might think you're all that.
Right.
What is wrong with you? And
Right.
and they might think that I was like a cruel person.
Right.
And I did not open myself to no one. I was
Right.
locked up in a jail.
Right.
I didn't want to go out there and know what the world is about. That was one of the things that I saw. So I think that it does affect our life in a way where it does scare off other men or maybe women from
Right.
walking up to us
Right.
and getting to know us.
Because it shows
So-
it shows in your energy.
Yeah, the energy was
The energy, yeah.
yes. They say it wasn't like negative until they
Understand.
spoke to me, because
Right.
when I talk to them, that's when they say, "Whoa."
Oh, I know you was like
Yeah,
that.
whoa, you know, but then
Thought you was stuck
yes.
up, bougie.
So there you go. All that kind of negativity without them really know what I'm going through and that I need to heal myself to
Right.
be able to open up myself. And I had to go ahead and learn that too. I
Wow.
gotta go to the process.
Right.
You gotta learn it and be able to, not be too defensive,
Right.
not be too locked up.
Right.
You gotta open yourself for life.
We talked about that process before.
Definitely.
I think maybe months ago we talked about the process. And what does the process consist of in your mind? I know we talked about it, but what does it consist of in your mind far as dating? What's the process? What's the steps?
Whew, it's a long step. It's short,
Because
it's a long step.
it's steps.
I believe it's about I learned not to judge people.
Right,
I had to stop judging people just by looking at them.
right.
So I think it's a lot of communication. A lot of it does. I think we have to communicate. We have to be able to open up our heart and let the person know also what we're feeling. Because immediately when you meet somebody, we assume a lot. Stop that. We need to stop assuming and trying to. We have to try to communicate more and know what it is about.
Right.
We have to definitely.
Right. That's what's up. Daniel Lloyd said, no, he, speaking of the picture, I think he's speaking of the picture. No, he has 3 wrong people physically. The ladies validated that mentally. His mind is searching for that right one. I agree, Daniel.
Yes,
I agree.
definitely. Yes.
Yep.
It is a very I like his opinion. So
Yeah, that was good.
definitely yes.
So-
Because I think that when you are dating and you're 40, it brings a lot of where I think I also spoke about how we are a certain age of our life where we're not teenager no more, and so therefore once you hit those 40 number,
Yeah.
now
Come on.
we're not thinking no more
Talk
about just dating someone. We
Right.
would like to meet someone who is serious and they want to build something with you.
Right.
It's not about just dating, going to a movie. We are in a different level now. We've been through a lot, and I believe men is the same way too. Like they always say, I met, and what they say was, I've been there
Been
and
there,
done
done
that.
that.
So they keep repeating that to me every time you meet a man after that 40 years, like 50s or whatever. That's all I heard. It was like, I've been there, done that. So we're not the only one who's feeling insecure or
So the man is feeling
yes,
that too.
man is also feeling the same way. Like, I've been there. I don't want to go back there. Oh,
Right.
no way.
They're traumatized,
So
so-
imagine that person being traumatized
Right.
and you being traumatized. That's just like a no-no.
Explosion.
They say yes. So there is no learning from both. So definitely, I believe that individually we need to heal ourselves.
I heard you say something about the past, and I heard you mention, basically the stages, like in your teens.
Yes.
Some people never get out of their teens.
Yes.
So you're saying you got 50-year-olds still living in their teens.
Yes.
They still haven't moved past that stage.
Yes.
So, talking about dating and over 40, there are people in the world who date like they were in their 20s,
Yes. They still do.
constantly looking for what I talked to you about once before.
Yes.
That fantasy.
Yes.
The fantasy stage in life, most people try to duplicate the fantasy that they have in their head
Yes.
as a little girl, as a young man.
Yes.
So by going out dating, they're looking for that fantasy.
Yes.
I call it the fantasy stored syndrome.
That sounds correct.
FSS, the
Yes.
fantasy stored syndrome.
And that's all it is, fantasy.
Yeah.
Real relationship does not involve none of those.
None of
fantasy.
that.
They gotta
None of
come
that.
into reality.
So young people, if you're listening, I know
Yes.
there's a few younger people that watches my content, and I'm here to tell you, D is here to tell you as well,
Yes.
don't believe the hype. There is no such thing as everything going to be beautiful.
Yes.
It's
No
not
way.
going to happen. You're going to have problems and issues
Yes.
when you're dealing with another person,
Yes.
right?
Definitely.
So
yes.
what are some of the problems that you feel everyone is going to go through? Some of the small issues that everyone cannot avoid.
Wow. So many of them, but
So many. Come on, man. So many.
it's so many of them. But I do believe that we can out
Yeah.
we can avoid a lot of things.
Right.
We have to deal with misunderstanding, miscommunication. We have to a lot of sometimes a lot of those when you're in a relationship, that pregnancy problems and stuff. If you're not ready for that, you
Right.
already know
Right.
pregnancy could come out of it.
Right.
And a lot
That's
of
a
things-
consequence.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
consequence.
a lot of consequence.
Right.
Yes, a lot of consequence.
So it goes back to the process we talked
It
about.
goes-
You have to do the courting.
Yes,
You have to do the courting. No
You
matter
have to.
what, you have to court. You have to
Yes.
know to get to know the person. You got to
Yes.
know if they want children. You got to
Yes.
know if they don't want children.
Yes.
You can't get with somebody and they tell you in the courting process, I don't want no children.
Yes.
But you still there.
Get involved in
and
it.
you still involved.
Yes.
But you want children. But that
Yes.
person don't want children.
Don't want children. Yes.
He talked
so that
about it. She
communication
talked about it.
is
Yeah.
important.
Right.
So we spoke about opening your when you start a relationship, you have to make sure you discuss about what it is that your expectation.
Come on.
So what it is that you want out of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So if that red flag just go up and tells you like, listen, it's not gonna work. So just try, I mean, that doesn't mean there gotta be any animosity and it don't have to be like that. Everything could be, actually it's a blessing for the person to open their heart and let you know how they feel
I agree.
about a relationship.
I agree.
Which, a lot of us, as we feel like somebody's trying to put their back at us or turn
Mm-hmm.
around. They don't, but that's not what it is. Actually, honesty is the way to go.
Facts.
It's better for you to tell the person how you feel, and it's better for them to be able to open their heart for you and let them know, listen, this is what I'm expecting, this is what I want, or this is how I feel about it. So if it doesn't, it don't match, might as well just run, like you say. Why are you staying in it?
That's why
you know
the
nothing
process-
positive is gonna come out of it.
That's why the process is important. So
Yes.
we're talking about those steps, the process.
Yes.
And now we were just talking about the many things that can go wrong as far as issues.
Oh,
and
yes.
one of the most minor things can go wrong is miscommunication.
Yes.
You're going to miscommunicate. You're going to have an issue that you're going to, bump heads at.
Yes.
So the main thing when you have an issue
Yes.
of miscommunicating, how do you solve those problems?
Wow. Well, let's go back to the process.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why we say there's a process to everything. If you're gonna communicate with someone, you have to know how that person is. Some people have a different way of communicating.
Right.
Some people have harsh words when they are talking to another person. But in my experience and what I learned in life is that when a person miscommunicate or say words to me that are harsh or negative, I just go ahead and give the blessing.
You do the opposite.
I do the opposite. I
See,
be
now-
kind, loving, and understanding.
Right. Now, let me
Because
ask you
too
this
long,
question.
It's nothing gonna come out of it.
Let me ask you this question, and I think this is going to be a deep question. It may be small, but from my perspective, this is a deep question.
Wow. Somebody going personal there.
Were you raised with your mom and dad?
Yes, I was.
And how long have your mom and dad been together?
Since they were 18, they 69. Since they were like 16 or 17, they've been young.
And how old are they now?
69, 68.
Wow. So your experience in seeing communication that may have bumped heads, how did you see them resolve the problems or the issues of a minor misunderstanding as far as communication is concerned?
I think that's part of me being who I am. I'm going to be
Gotcha.
honest about that because my parents never have a like argument or altercation in front of us.
Wow.
Any misunderstanding that they had together, they would take it to their bedroom and they discuss about it. Never had nothing argument in front of us as children.
Wow.
I saw that in my family. And I grew up with that with my parents.
Now, where are you from originally? Because I know you have an accent. I know you guys hear her accent. Tell them where you're from originally.
I was born in Honduras and came here when I was a little girl.
Right.
And I was raised here in Jersey City.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to school here, grammar school, high school, everything, right in Jersey City.
Okay. So you said your mom. So you said when the person used harsh words towards you, you do the opposite.
I do the opposite.
Did you see your mom do that?
Yes, because that's what my mother taught me. I learned that from her.
Right.
It was always, I'm very blessed and thankful that I was raised in a Christian home. So the way my parents was, it was always, because somebody do you wrong doesn't mean you got to go back and do the wrong thing, you know. The only way you could teach them and let them know that that's not how it is by doing the opposite, which is, because people are going to treat you the way you treat them back.
Come
You
on.
understand that, right? So if somebody scream at you, you scream back at them. What we
Right.
gonna get back? It's a back and forth altercation.
Right.
There's nothing good. Nobody's gonna be quiet, and nobody gonna go ahead and learn something. Nobody, we can't hear or listen to each other and find out where our mistake is.
Right.
So therefore, it's better to listen. So I don't even argue back. I would just sit down and listen to you, and then I'm gonna tell you what's my opinion or what I think about that behavior.
Wow.
Well, if I don't like it, I will tell you. I think the way you acted, it wasn't right. And I would tell you why. And
Right.
I think that's one of the things that
So you wouldn't say, well, the way you mother acted.
not at all.
You wouldn't do it like that.
Not
No?
at all.
Never
That's
saw your mother do that.
Never saw my parents do
She was
it.
calm.
Calm until today.
Dad was calm.
Calm until today.
So it's basically how you communicate, not what you say.
yes.
It's how you say it and the tone in which you say it.
There you go.
And you've seen that as a little girl growing up.
I saw it.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
So have anybody you dealt with in your life, in your past, coming up in your 20s, and you got into an altercation or a verbal argument,
Yes.
and you utilized that tactic?
Yes.
And what was their response after they blew up on you?
They thought I was crazy. Like something was wrong with me.
Right.
They would look at me and say, something wrong with her.
Yeah,
Like
right,
because
she not-
they expect me to go ahead and jump and argue and have a problem. You know, like make it big, but that's not how I am. I keep the peace.
Right.
I'd rather have the peace than
Right.
Believe me, all the time, I really do. And I always tell the person the same thing.
No doubt.
I'm searching for peace.
I know
And
that's
around this age or any other, peace is the best thing to go.
I agree.
Yes.
I totally agree.
Yes.
I totally agree with that.
Yes.
Totally agree with that. So let's go back and see what any of the people that chiming in said. Let's see. My man Lloyd said, I'm guessing since I've been married since my 20s, sex is the third option. Getting to know God first, then the mentality of a person should be next, especially for women with children at 40. If you didn't capture what want, yet you're looking for something different. Okay, let me see. Baby, next, especially for women with children over at 40. If you didn't capture what you want yet, you're looking for something different. Got it.
And I agree with him. God should be number one first.
That's right.
Before everything.
That's right.
And if We spoke about that too.
Right. You were raised around-
spirituality.
you was
all
raised
the
around
time.
spirituality? You was
Yes.
raised?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to have God first. Prayer is important in
Very
everything.
important.
Because we cannot do it by ourselves. Yes.
I don't think a relationship can really last long without spirituality
Yes.
or even without religion
Yes.
or some type of faith.
Faith. Yes.
You got to have some type of faith,
Yes.
some type of spirituality
Yes.
within that relationship.
Definitely.
It's not going to work.
It's not gonna
It's
work.
like a battery.
Especially nowadays.
It's like a car with no battery.
Dead battery. Yes.
Dead battery.
I agree with you.
Word.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Spirituality, that moral value, that is very important.
So that's part of the process.
It's part yes,
of the process.
definitely, yes.
Yeah,
I
because
agree
we
with them.
the reason why I'm keep mentioning
Yes.
process, you know, I discussed this with her and I was giving her my perspective on relationships, and sometimes we skip the process,
Yes.
and we teach our younger generation to skip the process,
Yes.
and it's not just us as the average mother, father, cousin, uncles, nieces, and nephews. It's not just your immediate family.
Yes.
It's showing you how to skip the process.
Yes.
It's the media.
The media,
It's
yes.
the music.
Yes.
It's the movies.
Yes,
It's
I agree with you.
Facebook. It's Instagram.
Definitely.
Because and once you skip the process, what happens?
You're gonna find yourself stuck
Mm-hmm.
in that relationship because most of the things, if you cut that part of the process, we already know that's what relationships is about.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the context where they tell you what it is and what it's gonna be about.
Right.
So once you skip that part, it's like reading a book without knowing what it is about.
It's interesting because me and Sunshine was watching a show yesterday. I stayed home for a few days and relaxed or whatever. So I'm watching a show with her, and I never saw the show. And I was like, what's this? This is deep. This is crazy, you know what I mean? And the show was called Married at First Sight.
Wow.
I'm looking at it, and there was a few situations where one young man, I think he was Filipino Chinese,
Okay.
they move in together right away, like married. I guess it's a show with many different couples,
Wow.
So one of the issues with them was he was a neat freak, clean, he's germophobic, and all that good stuff. He didn't realize
can't
this
imagine.
woman didn't like to wash.
Oh Lord.
She even told him that she usually washed, 2 or 3 times out of the week.
Wow.
He was like,
Are you serious?
yeah, come to bed, and she don't want to get the wash up before she get to bed, so that was freaking him out.
Oh,
So they had a
wow.
discussion. It wasn't a nasty discussion. It wasn't hard. They were very calm. They were very, respectful. You know what I mean? But she was straight up saying, because sometimes I don't feel like it.
wow.
I went through the, sometimes I was depressed or whatever the case may be, but he didn't know none of that.
That
So
comes with being single too.
exactly. That's coming with being single.
That's what you gotta process.
Yes, and oppressed,
Yes.
depressed. And that's why the process is important.
Yes.
So that show is crazy to me because there's no courting. They moved in together.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
They moved in
So
together
there is no process done.
and
They
get
skip the
married.
process.
They skip the process. And skipping the process, there's consequences.
Yes. You already know what comes after that trouble.
Trouble. Yeah. Real talk.
Trouble, definitely.
Real talk. Okay, so let's see what anyone else says on that. Okay, no one else says nothing on that. Listen, you are welcome to chime in at any time you like. Chime in and give your opinion. I will read your opinion, your perspective. All perspectives are welcome.
Yes.
All right.
It's
Real
learning for
talk.
all of us.
Learning
Yes,
for all of us.
yes.
Don't be afraid to comment and feel like you're going to be judged. All right.
That's the best thing to
Exactly.
do, to share
Yeah.
with each other, and we learn from each other. And we need that nowadays. We
Right.
need to be able to, instead of keeping what we're going through, it's good to be able to communicate it and be able to help out our brothers and sisters, because it's not about judging anybody. It's about
Right.
opening our heart and letting them know that's a better thing. We might go through hard time. We might be struggling. We might be stressed. But there's always good thing coming when you open your heart and communicate
Right.
and let another person know what you're going through.
Right.
Somebody else might be going through it.
So what do you say to those people that say, I go to God. I go to God on my stuff.
Yes.
What do you say to those people?
Oh, listen. I'll be like, listen, bless your heart.
Right.
If that works up for you, bless your heart. But let me just let that person also know that God also puts that brother and sister around us.
Cool.
They also
I always say the
struggle.
same thing, yeah.
They struggle
Yeah.
just like us.
Those are God's people He put around you.
Yes, exactly. And it's another hand, another mind, another brain, another heart, another struggle. It's
Another
another experience,
perspective.
another perspective, and it help out all of us.
Right.
God is, I don't go against it. God is, believe me, to me, He's everything.
Right.
He's everything in my life. But it's also good to communicate with another brother and sister.
Right.
Because not everybody's spiritual, but also putting that hand and that word on them and letting them know, listen, there's another way. Look at it. You know, I went through it. Look how I did it. You know,
right.
there's other way.
I agree.
Yes.
That's
It's a
right.
blessing to have somebody else backing you up.
I agree.
Yes, definitely.
No doubt. Definitely.
Yes.
Okay. The next topic we're going to talk about, talk about your priority coming into a relationship is always good. What's your priority? You know what I mean? As the person going into the relationship, you should be able to discuss what's important to you.
Yes.
What's important to you? Talk about that, Ms. D.
Definitely.
Priority.
It is important when a person go into a relationship. In my experience, to life experience, I know that we go back then when we're young. When I was young, I went through a relationship just thinking that I need somebody, like I need a company, I need somebody to satisfy some things in my life.
Right.
But as we grow up and we become older, and as we have experience in our life, I learned that there's a lot of things that is more important to being in the relationship. Being in a relationship, you gotta be prepared too. A lot of us are asking ourselves why I don't find a man and why I'm not in a relationship. Maybe we're not prepared for that.
Facts.
A lot of things come with it.
That's right.
So therefore, we have to be able to know that we just spoke about it. It's all about relationship. We better make sure we are okay spiritually.
Right.
We better make sure we're healed from our past. We don't have no heartbreaking. We got to make sure that baggage is light.
Gotta make sure you're not broken.
Yes. We
Right.
got to make sure we could trust that person.
Right.
We have to make sure we could be able to communicate with them. All those things, we got to be prepared before you go into a relationship.
That's right.
And imagine going into a relationship with 2-3 bags on you, and that person you meet also has
got
a
baggage.
baggage.
Yeah,
So how you expect to make it?
Yeah. That's facts.
You cannot cross and make a relationship with everybody having a baggage in the relationship. So you have to work that out first.
Right.
And I want to tell our sister and brother too, it is so important to discuss that part of the relationship, because a lot of us, our men are telling us what they're going through and that they have a baggage. But what we're doing is ignoring it.
They're ignoring it. That
We're
goes
jumping into
back to the fantasy.
Yes.
They put on that man what they fantasized about.
Yes.
You understand?
And instead of helping to be able to, for him to overcome, because you
Right.
could be friends and help that person overcome.
Oh, now you're talking about help me.
You could help that person
Now you
overcome.
But see, do you think some women know their purpose on the earth? Because you coming from a spiritual realm now, so when you coming from a spiritual realm, I'm gonna get there.
You already know. They don't. You already know. A lot of women don't know about what's that purpose in life. You
Right.
already know that.
Yeah.
We discuss it a lot of time where a lot of sisters don't know that we're here. We're here to help out each other.
Right. Hold up. What's the purpose of the woman?
You want me to open up my Bible and read Genesis?
If you have to, if you
It's
got your head.
to be a helping hand. You
Right.
gotta support. You are to support.
When you tell women that, or younger women that, what's the response you get from a woman? You tell them you're supposed to be a supporter. Your job
helping her,
as
yes.
a woman, you're supposed to assist. What's the response you get?
Equality? They looking at me like, you crazy,
She
Miss
bugging.
D.
Yeah.
You are crazy. We're equal. We're equal to men. That's what I hear all the time.
Right.
And all and all that is bringing is a lot of it's making the relationship more like so hard.
Yeah.
For the, I mean, it's
Yeah,
really
that's deep, man.
hard to build a relationship.
Can you look in the
when we have
can
that
you look in the
perspective.
camera and tell the younger generation, not our generation, they don't care. They don't care what the hell we talking about. Can you tell the younger generation what you just said as far as we're not what?
We're not equal. We're not
Look
equal.
in the camera.
We're not equal. It's a man and a woman. We're not equal.
Till this day, some people don't get that.
I understand. I know that.
Yeah,
But we
a lot-
already know why. They're missing the spirituality.
That's
They're
deep.
missing the purpose. What was the purpose of our creation? It's right there.
That's crazy. That's deep. That's deep. Because it's like, you can have, like, for instance, let me go back to some of the other topics we talked about a while back. Not now, but a while back. Talking about Taraji Henderson. She has all the money. She has the cars. She has the houses. She has all of that, but not. And she actually cried live that she still feel she's missing something.
Obviously. You could have it all in life. And I'm going to tell you, she's not the only one who's crying. Maybe she cried in the public.
Right.
And let everyone know, listen, I still feel empty, regardless with everything that I have.
Right.
And I know a lot of them are crying in their room too.
It's
They're
crazy.
feeling empty.
It's crazy because they're trying to. Some of them, as I look at their success,
Yes.
as I look at the accomplishments, I see that they are trying to become equal.
Definitely.
That's all the things that man is doing.
Yes.
Hustling, grinding, providing. They
It's a
trying to be.
competition.
It's a competition.
It's a competition. Yes.
Woo!
It is nowadays.
So, the women in Honduras, raised in Honduras, are they in that mindset of competing with men?
I believe all around the world,
Right.
everybody wants
It's
to.
becoming.
Everybody wants to be equal to a man, all around the world. And I'm gonna be from my point of view and what I see, not only in my nation.
Right.
I see it all over with different generation where now, that's what we want. That's what women want. They want to be equal to the man.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I
Or is
think
that
to me as a woman, I think it's a bad thing.
right?
It is a bad thing.
Right.
We
How
might-
so?
we-
How so? How's that bad? This girl go and get her education. She got her degrees. She got 6-7 degrees. She got you're making $300,000-400,000 a year. She got the big houses. You can't tell her nothing. I mean, why is that bad?
But we already spoke about that, Supreme. A woman going to educate herself. A woman working. A woman, remember, we're supposed to be that money or that education that woman is is acquiring. It's a help
Come on.
to the relationship.
Woo!
It's a help to the family.
Come
it
on.
doesn't make her greater or lesser than the man.
Teach.
And I'm gonna say, why did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Because in my family, we grew up where my mom, when she had to take care of the family, she took care of the family.
Okay.
When my father had to work, he worked. We all provided it. Even us, when we had to do our job as family, as kids, we did our job too together. So everything could be done.
Right.
It's not about nobody being greater or equal to anybody. Because I think, remember, everybody doing their part. it makes it easy. It makes the village richer.
Right. But I don't want to get off the subject. I'm sticking on we're not equal.
We're not.
Rhonda said, me and my husband are equal.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds good.
It does.
Um,
But then we have to see what perspective she means by
coming
equal.
from, right.
Yes.
right.
Because
Okay,
I'm not
what
gonna
perspective
go, yes.
Are
What
you
did she
coming
mean
from,
by that? Yes. Mhm.
Rhonda, when you say
Yes.
you and your husband are equal?
Yes.
So what perspective you coming from? Equal in what?
Yes,
And most people
because-
say everything.
No, because you could be equal spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
You could be equal. I mean, a lot of them are, you giving it 50-50, love-wise, respect-wise. That's equal. That's good. What does equal mean? Because we're talking equal, we just say spiritually. We weren't created equal. But when we started putting that equality in a different way in our mind, we lost a lot of things.
Woo!
We're having a lot of problem now in our generation, in a relationship,
I agree.
in marriage, all because that simple word equality. Because equal can mean a lot of things.
And this is what the feminist movement is big on. They want an equality in pay.
Yes.
They want an equality in certain things, and I think I don't have a problem with that. Far
Yeah,
as
definitely.
women working and making a certain
Yes.
type of money, if they're doing the same type of job that the
Yes.
man is doing, it's
Yes.
fine. But then it came to the point where a whole lot of stuff got
It's
mixed
getting mixed
into-
up, misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things, definitely.
Gotcha.
I agree with that. Because equality can mean a lot. You could be equal to your husband, equal to your wife, because you are, you in the same perspective, the same, you're running the same highway, you're running the same way, which is good, which is to satisfy and make the family greater.
But I like what you said earlier when you talked about all that money they're going out to get, all the education, all this and all that. It's supposed to be
For the benefit of the
Of the
family,
whole.
of that relationship, for both of you.
right.
So what's the equality in there? So that
Right.
could be equal.
Even Mrs. Obama said it's never going to be equal.
Yes, never.
It's never
Never.
equal in a relationship. That sounds good.
Yes.
It's never equal.
It's never equal.
I'm going to say it again.
Yes.
It's never equal. She says sometime it will be me 70 and then
Yes.
it turn around him 85
Yes,
and me
yes.
30 or
In a
maybe
castle,
70,
there's
30.
a king and there's
Right.
a queen.
Bottom line.
Yes. That's how life is.
Wow. Deep.
And
Okay.
when somebody want to be greater or low or high or whatever than the other, it brings a lot of animosity and problem. And that makes a lot of problem in in building up a house together or
Right.
building up a relationship.
Okay, Rhonda says, I believe men and women are equal, but men makes the unequal. I don't get it.
Me neither.
Men makes it unequal. Men and women is equal. Men makes it unequal. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. So she have to come up with more what it is that she's trying to talk to us about.
Right.
Equal in what?
Right. Arnaldo says, greetings. She's dropping good knowledge. Talking about you, Ms. D, dropping that knowledge, dropping that wisdom.
Thank you. Yes, we have to share. We just spoke about that. Right. We have to go ahead and share what we learn in our life, because a lot of us, I believe that a lot of those things I'm not the only one who have seen it or lived that experience in life. I know that a lot of us have been through it, but we don't talk about it.
Right, of course.
And either we don't talk about it because we don't want no one pointing finger, and we don't want nobody judging us, and we don't want nobody to think like I know that coming down here, you might say, what you mean equality? Because everybody want to be equal to the man want to be equal to this, everybody want to be just like the other.
Right.
They might be people pointing finger and talking, but to me, the main thing is, like I say, it's the moral and the value, and we know what's right and what's wrong.
Right. There's a lot of stuff coming into this
Yes.
perspectives of being equal.
Yes.
It's even to the point where there are people in the world saying, I want to be called, all right, this man, I don't call me a man. Call me her.
Yes. I seen that too.
Call me her. And
Yes.
look, you can get charges now.
Yes, I
They
agree
putting
with you.
charges on people because he don't want to be called him.
I went through that at my job, and I could discuss my experience on that.
Go
I used
ahead.
to be at the job where a lady was supposedly already considered herself a man. So what happened was that I didn't know that.
But she okay.
The
hold on,
voice-
hold on, hold on.
the
She
voice-
wasn't a man. She's really not a man. Or
The voice sounded a woman to me. So when
Gotcha.
I spoke to the person, I called that person by the name.
Right.
Which the person got offended.
and it was a female name.
Yes.
But the
And I
person
told-
was not a female
Yes.
originally. That was
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes.
Oh, got you.
So and the customer, I told the customer, she gonna help you.
right.
And that coworker got really mad at me. That took me to the office and reported me
Wow.
that I'm calling her. So I
But
said,
she looked like a her.
I told the
That
it's
was-
a her. Her name and her beer, but it's a her.
Right.
So I told the manager, I didn't go with any madness or nothing. I say, you're gonna have to excuse me, sir. And I
Right.
even apologized to the person. I say, I apologize for making the, from calling you with that name or telling the customer that you are a she and not a
Right.
her.
Right.
You know, I didn't know that you feel any way or anyhow. So I have to tell the management and her and the person, listen, I'm gonna try to learn and call you by whatever name you want me to call, but don't expect me to call you him. Why don't you give me a name?
Right.
Because
Just
your
give me a
voice,
name to call you.
because your voice is telling me I'm still gonna make the mistake regardless.
The voice sweet as hell.
Yes, I'm not used to it, so don't.
Sweet like bear meat.
Yeah, so don't blame it on me.
Right.
You know, so I have to go ahead and correct that.
Gotcha.
So I've been through that in life too, where people don't want to be called for who they are anymore.
Yeah, that's
you know?
crazy, man. I saw some crazy stuff, some videos with people talking about, I want to be called white,
Yes,
but I'm black.
but you can be whoever. They could be whoever they want to be. But what really disturbed me on that time, it
But
was
you
that
see what this
that
equal
I
thing
was
doing?
There you go.
But you see, that's why I was
It's getting us
at.
crazy
Yeah,
in every
yeah.
different way
Real
because
talk.
I didn't want to be judged for
Equality.
something that I didn't know about.
Right.
I mean, you as a person, you call yourself anything you want to. I'm not mad at you. I'm not upset with what you want to be called or how you want to live your life. Okay, but don't try to
Impose it on me.
or
Yeah.
try to punish me
Right.
for something that you decide you want to be.
Right. You
That's
wanna
all it
be,
is.
yeah.
Because I'm not
I
hating.
got
No, you be who you want to be. You live your life how you want to.
Right.
I'm not nobody to judge no one. Only God could do that. That's
Right.
how I feel as a person. Yes.
That's what's up.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Anybody want to discuss or say anything on that? You can please put your perspective in the comments. Yep. That's crazy. People are going to court for stuff like that now.
Yes.
With the equality.
Yes. It's bringing a lot
We
of
are not equal.
yes. It's bringing a lot of confusion.
Amy said, amen.
Yes, it's bringing a lot of confusion to us as generation, as people, and it's not only affecting us, it's affecting our children, it's
Right.
affecting our new generation,
Right.
where we see a lot of things going on, and it's really, really very saddened. That's all I could say, and that's what I said, that spirituality needs to come back to us. We need to be able to pray and also discuss that part, because I think we really lost that part in our lives.
Spirituality,
Yes,
Yeah.
we've forgotten about God.
it's definitely gone.
Let's be real. We've forgotten about God.
Yeah, you think,
And
you
I
think it'll
hope-
ever come back?
I'm not. The question is, He's
Huh.
never left.
Right.
We're
no, I'm
not-
talking about the spirituality and the people. You think we would, grasp onto that, hold on to that, get back to that spirituality as a people?
that's gonna be like individually, like each person, because I think it's a call that each one of us have to go ahead and find it in us to come. Okay, it's there.
It's there.
It's available.
Yes. That.
Now, do you want to be part of it?
Gotcha.
It's sad not to want to be, because that's the main thing. Should be number one in our life.
Right. I agree. Amy said, "World's gone to hell in a handbag. Only getting worse, and you are so right." Yeah.
It is getting worse. Yes.
I watched BET Awards, pieces of it. I was like, whoa, they going in. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm no angel. I was no angel. I did a lot of dirt in my life. I'm not an angel either. You know what I mean? I did some dirt in my life, you know.
I'm not an angel
always
neither.
dig it up. I've done some dirt in my life. You know what I mean?
I'm not an angel neither. I could say that I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
But times definitely has changed. You never really seen on BET Award, which is a black-owned station.
Yes.
I think Tyler Perry owns it now.
Yeah,
Or is he trying to own it? I don't know.
I think he's trying to, to take, I think so. I think he's trying to, yes.
He own it now? Okay.
Yes,
yeah, I think Tyler Perry has got his hands in the BET Awards.
Yes.
And looking at this picture of a video of, what's his name? Bob something. He was a spiritual guy. I think he's a pastor. Whatever he is, he's a pastor. He's sitting next to one of the girls that sing the song about my booty hole brown and this, that, and the third, and my do. You know what I mean? And he's sitting there. And you can see his face. He's just sitting there straight. He looks. And then he smiles. He smiles at the guy that's sitting next to him. They just had a little conversation. I could hear him saying, "This some boy. What the hell
is going on?
What the pitchfork is going on in here?"
It's a lot of things. It's just a lot of things out there that when I saw the award, I was just like, wow, I thought it was a BET.
Right.
Black Entertainment.
It
Can
was.
we just go down there, gala dress, just like when the the other people, really? Because when I saw each one of the artists and famous come through,
right,
I thought they were going to the beach.
Yeah.
I said, is it really an award? Or we should, I mean, I was looking for the BET award for real.
Right.
Because I was amazed.
Yeah.
I was like, is it really a BET award?
Yeah.
I never seen it like that.
It definitely was different. And I think women have a lot of power. And when I say that, they have a lot of power, and they, because of that, they have a lot of influence on the younger generation as well, just like the men. But there's a really, really, really big influence that's coming from our sisters. And it's impossible for a young lady that we see on the BET Awards and singing the rap songs like Gorilla and Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
And they got some coming out worse than them. This other girl by the name of Suki with the good coochie.
Yep, Suki.
These are they are guiding the young female generation. And with that being said, it's impossible to change the mindset once it's bombarded with the negatives of the industry.
We already spoke about that right now.
Right.
Equality.
And
so therefore,
they want to do what the boys
there is
doing.
a competition.
Right.
Who's the greatest one?
Who's the hardest? Who's the nastiest?
And no
who's
matter
the more
what,
rugged?
and no matter what it takes, it could be to get naked out there.
Right.
They doing that.
That's deep.
And we already spoke about that part down there where we're forgetting about the main thing.
Right. That's deep. Woo! Deep. What you got to say about that, y'all? What you got to say about that? We talked about a few things. We talked about the photo. I don't know why I got that photo still here. Y'all didn't tell me that I got the photo still there, and we chopping
it's still
it up.
down there, right?
Yeah.
But
This photo out of here.
it's so grateful to say that it's never too late.
Right. It's
to
never
make
too late.
amendment in our life.
Right.
And that's the reason why we sit down here today and discuss
Right.
a lot of things that we see. And we could say that a lot of our brother and sisters sees the same thing.
Oh,
It
yeah.
don't matter what country you're from. It don't matter
Right.
what language you speak. We're
It
all
don't-
seeing
it
the
don't
same
matter.
thing. But we are trying to cover our eyes.
Right.
And act like we don't see nothing.
Right.
But it is out there and it is affecting. So it's never too late to make amendment, never too late to change things,
Right.
because it is possible. We all got to make that change. Let's bring spirituality back.
Facts.
It is needed.
Facts.
Let's not forget about Creator.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that's in control of everything.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what anybody tried to do right now, believe me, change will come.
Change will come. Like that song. Change is gonna come.
It's gonna
It's
come.
gonna come.
Yes, we all just gotta do our part.
No
And
doubt.
you're doing yours, Supreme, and we're happy for that.
I appreciate that. I'm just trying to be a part of the solution, not the problem. And
Yes.
sometimes I know people constantly think of me being a female basher. That's
Not at
far from the truth. You
They're
know what I
wrong.
mean? But there's a lot of people that contact me, inbox me, and speak to me regarding the topics, and they get it. And one person that is,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
out of many, is Miss D.
Yes.
She get what I'm trying to do. She understand what I'm trying to put out there. So that's why I appreciate her for pushing back at me the perspective that I'm going, and it makes me feel good to see and realize that somebody else gets it.
Yes.
Whereas some people will get offended
Yes. I
by some of
understand.
I noticed you saw some comments a few times, maybe months ago.
Yes.
And you're like, wow, why they I don't see why they don't understand this. They making it like you're bashing, but
Yes.
talk about that.
And my perspective on that was like, I'm not gonna say that I don't understand why.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, we already know why.
Right.
They missing that. They missing that spirituality in their life.
Right.
Now they calling the wrong good, and the good they calling
There
it
you
bad.
go. Yeah, they're calling the bad good, and,
And
the
the good they
good.
calling it bad. They can't see way beyond what's in front of them. I see that because
Gotcha.
every topic is deep. There's a lot. There's a learning. Like I say, every topic that you put out there,
Right.
there's a learning in it. We should take the good instead of talking negativity. Get that point out that is a learning to us.
Right.
It's a lesson in life.
It's a lesson.
We're not saying that it's not gonna happen. Negativity happen, mistake happen. We all make mistake in our life. I made mine.
Right.
I'm not perfect. I always say that.
Right.
But I learned to be able to take the good out of the negativity and the mistake that I made in life,
Right.
which is a good thing.
What do you tell the young girls if there was a young lady sitting in front of you, a few young ladies sitting in front of you right now? What would you tell them regarding relationships at 20, 21, 25?
Around that age, I could say clearly that they need to put their perspective together. Really. They
How
need
they
to
see
sit
things.
down and think about their plan for their life. What's their plan?
That's deep you're saying that, because I've heard someone say, I think the judge, what's the pretty judge name? Black, short hair. She said 20s is for you to have fun. 20s is for you to be with who you want to be with and see if you want this one and want that one.
It's putting the life perspective together. That's what I say.
She said something totally different.
I'm not going to say about going and dating and enjoying life.
Right.
Maybe back then in our age,
Right.
you could do that. Nowadays,
This
things
day.
is completely, this age, things is completely different. And it's in your 2021, you should be thinking
Planning.
about planning your future. Okay? Instead of planning thinking about, oh, I want a wife, I want children, I want this. Plan what you really want for you before you get involved in the relationship. Because I'm gonna tell you, once you make that mistake in your 20, or that's gonna be like really hard to be able to accomplish.
When you said make that mistake, what mistake are you talking about when you mentioned make that mistake?
Mistake whether it's to get in a relationship
and get pregnant,
make children.
Right.
You
gotta make sure you.
And
want
your
that.
life is not even set. How you gonna raise somebody else?
Right.
That's when the problem comes.
Right.
So I think that setting that together, that perspective of what you want for your future, for your life, because don't go into it thinking that somebody else is gonna take over what you're doing.
Right. Makes sense.
Because most of the time, I see Supreme, you don't got that person to back you up. Then you stuck with this baggage, and you gotta carry it with you all the way through.
And then you meet somebody else with 7, 8 baggages.
So imagine how is that gonna go?
Right.
So make sure that you are okay every way.
Right.
Mentally, spiritually, financially, education,
morally,
everything.
Character, all
before you make that step. It doesn't mean you can't date. You could date. Make sure that what you do, know that there's a consequence to whatever you do, that it's a consequence to it that is going to go on with you all the way through your life.
Facts.
And it could slow you down. I could say that personally. So you have to go ahead and look into that deeply before you make a move.
That's right.
Definitely.
So that's what you would tell these young ladies. You
Yes.
hear that, young ladies?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great
Yes.
Perspective.
Yes, definitely.
I appreciate that.
We're not stopping them from enjoying life. We're not stopping them from going on and learning, because remember, this learning experience you're going through is gonna help you
Right.
in your life. Because I can't say I regret. I can't regret now. I'm past 40.
Right.
What I went through helped me become who I am today. Okay? But I know that there is an easy way of doing it, which is putting your perspective together.
The process.
There you go.
The process.
Yes.
So part of that process, if you want to have a family in your 20s, you have to go through the process. If you don't want to have a family in your 20s,
Yes.
you have to put things in place to where you will not have a baby.
Yes, protect yourself.
So
Definitely.
do you think that should be taught in schools?
I definitely believe. And not only in school, in your
Church.
house.
In your house. Oh, yeah, definitely house. But in church also.
Church.
They need more programs on TV.
I'm gonna maybe
and
on
movies.
TV and movies. Church is being taught there already.
Church is, that's being taught there. Gotcha.
That process is already there.
Right,
It's telling you not to rush,
right,
to wait for that time. That there's time for everything in life.
right.
Don't rush it.
But look at people like Tahaji. Don't rush. Go get your money. Go get that bag. You got more time to deal with the man. See, I hear that all the time, but it don't tend to pan out the way they
saying it, yeah.
is going to pan out. So a person in their 20s playing games, he just out there like a grasshopper. He just doing his thing. Now he's 60.
Yes.
Now he want to get married. He done a grasshopper. Now it's winter. He done seen the ants.
Yes.
Carrying stuff on their head all his life, digging holes. Now winter is here. And what happens to him?
Gonna die.
So that patience is fine, but all that waiting is not good, because some people just be playing.
Yes.
Some people be playing.
I understand that, But it's not about waiting, Supreme. It's about being ready.
Being ready.
That's what
so
we
prepare
have
yourself.
to
You
follow
have
the
to prepare-
process.
Follow the process
Yes.
and prepare.
Because you don't have to wait till you're 40, 50, 60
Right.
or
Just get
whatever
on the process.
to accomplish that.
That's right.
Okay. Now, if you know what the process is, you get ready in the early age. That makes it more easier for you to be able to accomplish behalf of your family, and build for yourself and your future.
Right. Right.
Now, if you did not pass that process in your youth, imagine what's gonna happen. At a certain age, you're not ready. You're not ready for relationship. You're not ready for a wife. You're not ready for children. You're not ready for nothing.
Not ready for nothing.
Yes.
That's true. Well, I want to make sure I give D a round of applause. Y'all give D a round of applause for coming in and chiming in at the D.A.P. David Adams podcast.
Yes.
We
Appreciate you guys coming, showing love to D.A.P. Much love and respect.